That's what I'm saying, man. So when I read up here and it says that he's in the disastrous coaching, obviously the ad campaigns played a role into it, right? Because we talk about the culture. If this is not Cam Newton, but Dak Prescott, he has the yogurt commercials, right?
Yeah,
they air them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When the Cowboys were struggling, did anybody point to that and say, man, he's doing too many commercials? Come on, bro. It's the ads. Like, why are you doing a yogurt commercial? That's too much.
I don't know. Maybe Cowboy fans. I don't know.
But like from a national standpoint, nobody talks
wasn't
about
even
it, right?
thinking of
Whereas
it.
with Baker, though, nationally, everyone talked about it.
Dude, there was a lot of hype,
and he's
man.
not the only quarterback that does ads.
Dak performed a lot better than Baker last year. You disagree?
I just think of the first game where everybody went crazy, and it was like he was playing the Giants. And it was like, oh my God, 400 pounds. He's a man.
I'm not a Dak guy.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not a Dak guy either. But I mean, if you look at his stats, he had a lot of yards. He had a lot of touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And
I would love to go through, because I haven't done this, and just see, okay, the teams that he played against, the numbers that he had.
Oh yeah, because when
Baker and the teams they were playing against.
I mean, it really comes
up the defense and stuff.
If you really want to put it in a nutshell, it came down to that Cowboys-Eagles game for the NFC East.
Yeah.
He sucked, man. He sucked.
Yeah.
On the road.
Well, remember, and for a while it was that he performed versus any team that was like under 500. He would ball out and go crazy. Any team above 500, they weren't winning, and he would look bad.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a Dak guy, dude.
You brought him up though. That's the only reason I said that.
But you brought up the commercials.
Because I'm saying,
I'm just telling you why.
Like
his fantasy stats are good. That's
because from a perception standpoint though, it's like you perceive one guy as, oh, he's doing too much. He needs to chill out. Whereas the other guy, it's like, oh man, I ain't tripping on that, because his team has had more success historically. The Cowboys as a brand is a more successful franchise and brand than the Browns.
Right.
So your perception.
So who would you take? Baker or Dak?
What team though?
You're just starting a blank franchise.
No. If it's the Pittsburgh Steelers and I got to pick one of them, give me Baker.
Really?
If I had to pick one, personally.
Man, that's interesting. I don't have a strong opinion on either.
Because I tell you, I feel like Dak is like a poor man's Russell Wilson. He can make some of the throws, but when you look at
how do you view Baker then if you're picking him over Dak?
So the reason why I say Baker is because I
guess.
think of Baker's situation in terms of the talent that's been around him in year one and year two. Year two, he had a lot more talent. Year one, we talked about how it was times where that roster just is still, the defense was dope, but the offense still needed some pieces. And you could see he wasn't afraid to go out there and take charge. He could make the throws. He had the confidence. And that was the thing that I liked about him. Whereas Dak, I've seen Dak, man. Dak is going to hit you with the Zeke, play action. Okay, let me throw it to this person right here.
He doesn't feel like he can win you a game.
Right. Whereas Baker, we've seen, like, okay, if he gets on.
I haven't seen it in a while, though.
True, because this year was a down year. We talked about that. We can all agree this year was a down year for him compared to year one. Year one, the expectation was like, yo, he might take that next, like, crazy leap. But he didn't. He took a step back. But when I look at Baker, I feel more confident that Baker could go win you a game than I do Dak saying, hey, man, Dak, we don't have Amari Cooper today. We don't have Ezekiel Elliott today. Go ahead and win it. Because we've seen what Dak looks like without Zeke. We've seen what Dak looks like without Amari Cooper. And that's all I'm saying, man. It looked real anemic, just like kind of how we felt this year. Like, dang, bro, like our quarterback, man, we need some help. Like, God, what's going on?
It was bad, dude.
Whereas with Baker, I've seen Baker with some weak or below average talent around him, and he still produced. I felt like this year he was a little more risky, erred on the low side of Ben a little bit in terms of being more gunslinger than scientific and going about it the right way. But for him, man, that was part of the downfall for him this season. Interesting to see what year 3 looks like, though. That's what I want.
It is interesting, because you breaking it down like that, I mean, it does put things in a different light, I guess, where I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, he's on a downward spiral in terms of his playing career. Like I don't see him really bouncing back. But I mean, if you view him like that, and it's going to be interesting.
I'm more impressed by quarterbacks that do well in year 2, just because, and this is why I was telling you I was high on Josh Allen, right? Because I said, okay, year 1, nobody knows you like that. It's not a lot of film on you.
I was going to ask you that about Baker's rookie year.
Each week you're learning him. Each week you're catching on to him. By the end of the season, most of those guys slow down a little bit because it's like, all right, I'm able to pick up on some of your tendencies. Now year 2, coordinators have had all offseason to study you, pick up your traits, see what you did well and what you struggled against.
And people, if you had a good rookie year, people are gassing you up.
So now it's like, okay, how does he handle that? How is he performing that? What is he going to do to elevate his game?